Hola, muy buenos días. Bienvenido a esta sección. Okay, so we're going to look at a group of verbs in Spanish called the reflexive verbs. So the first question, naturally, what are reflexive verbs? Well, there are verbs that are formed using a reflexive pronoun, and we're going to investigate, we're going to find out what a reflexive pronoun is and how we use it. They are widely used in Spanish, and they're probably more used in Spanish than they are in English. Again, English speakers, we've got to start thinking like the Spanish. Here's an example in Spanish. This is what you would see in the dictionary. Levantarse. Levantarse. It means to sort of get up. But the idea that we've got this reflexive part here, it's you are getting yourself up, I'm getting myself up, we're getting ourselves up. So it's that idea of an action that is being done. So levantarse is to get oneself up. Okay, so that's what you'd find in the dictionary. So let's have a look at un ejemplo. Usualmente me levanto a las 7 de la mañana. Usualmente me levanto a las 7 de la mañana. Usually I get up, or usually I get myself up at 7 in the morning. And this one in English we don't tend to put myself up. Usualmente me levanto a las 7 de la mañana. Okay, so that's what reflexive verbs do, that's their function. As ever, let's see if we can unpack that. There it is, there's the key. So how are they formed? The use of the reflexive pronoun is key. So, yeah, we've got to understand what the reflexive pronoun is and use the effective pronoun. It's not that difficult. So here they are. Here are the reflexive pronouns and their subject pronoun partner that they're working with. So here's the English, as we know. I, you, he, she, we, you, and they. Here are the reflexive pronouns in Spanish. Me, te, se, nos, os, se. So these two are the same. Me, te, se, nos, os, se. And these are their subject pronoun partner. Yo, tú, él, ella, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, which you know. So this column here, me, te, se, nos, os, se, this is our key. This is crucial to being able to use reflexive pronouns really well. Okay, so let's move on. The reflexive pronouns go in front of the main verb, which is formed in the usual pattern. And what I mean by the usual pattern there, if you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that if we're talking about the present time frame or the past time frame, it's always question, is it AR, IR, ER, and then we're looking at taking something away, getting our root, and adding to the root. Okay, so these endings, here we are, present simple, haven't changed. We've got levanto, levantas, levantar, levantamos, levantáis, levantan. This is the new bit for us, okay? This is the reflexive pronoun. Me levanto. Me levanto. I get myself up. Te levantas. Te levantas. You get yourself up. Se levanta. Se levanta. He or she gets him or herself up. We're going to get really tied up with this. Nos levantamos. Nos levantamos. We get ourselves up. Os levantáis. Os levantáis. You, plural group, get themselves up. And finally, se levantan. Se levantan. They, a group, get themselves up. Okay. Well, reflexive verbs aren't just reflexive in the present tense, as we had on the previous slide. They are reflexive in all tenses. Okay, so if we had the preterite tense, remember that one, the past time frame, the did, if you like, we have me levanté, te levantaste, se levantó. If we have something that we want in the perfect tense, we are going to use me he levantado, te has levantado, se ha levantado, etc. Future tense, me levantaré, te levantarás, se levantará. So those are the same endings and exactly the same approach. But I just wanted to show you that reflexive verbs are not just present tense, they're in every tense as the verb is reflexive. Okay, so let's move on and let's do some practice. a group of reflexive verbs work really well together to describe daily routine. So one of the things that we'll do at Key Stage 3, and obviously we'll be looking again at Key Stage 4. So I've got some typical verbs for daily routine. Morning routine, despertarse, despertarse, to wake up, levantarse, to get up, ducharse, to shower, peinarse, to brush hair, to comb hair, vestirse, to dress, lavarse, to wash. And this is where you can see where that reflexive nature comes in. To wake oneself up, that would seem a bit bizarre, but it is. To wake oneself up, to get oneself up, to shower oneself, to brush one's hair, to dress oneself, and to wash oneself. So there's the reflexive part. Don't worry too much about the complicated nature of yourself, myself, oneself. Let's just try and remember how to use the tense itself. So let's have a look at some practice. So those are, we've got 6 really good daily routine verbs that you're going to use. So here's a little activity for you to do. What I've done is I've taken 3 of our verbs for the moment. So I've got levantarse, despertarse, ducharse. And what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to put in the reflexive pronoun and of course the appropriate ending for the verb in the present tense. Okay, so just run that again. So I'd like the reflexive pronoun here, and I'd also like the appropriate ending for the present tense verb. Just to get used to it, just try the I, he, she forms, just to start with. And you'll notice that despertarse, despertarse, is something going on here between the P and the E. We need another vowel sound, we need an I sound. And these are going to be what we call radical stem changing verbs. And I've got another video when we want to have a look at those. So despier, and you can finish that one off. So we're looking for something here, and we're looking for something here, and these endings. Okay, have a go at those reflexive verbs. They are really useful when we're talking about daily routine. As you can see, there are 6. There are more that we can use for daily routine. Okay, I hope that's been useful. So get yourself working on reflexive verbs. Muchas gracias. Hasta la próxima vez.